Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jeremiah Asagai, and in this video, I'm going to teach you how to make the perfect vanilla cake. Watch this video until the end to get the perfect vanilla cake. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. If you're already a subscriber, please subscribe to the video. Watch this video until the end to understand fully how to bake the perfect vanilla cake. Well, we'll start by adding 3 cups of cake flour into a sieve with 1 tablespoon of baking powder. It's very important to have measuring cups in your kitchen. They'll help you get the perfect measurements of each and every recipe that I will be teaching you on this channel. Make sure your cups are leveled. And once you've added your 3 cups of flour, we'll add now 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And now we're going to sieve our dry ingredients. This is a very simple and very straightforward step. Always make sure to have baking measuring cups in your kitchen. Measuring cups are very useful because if you don't use measuring cups, you might get the wrong measurements, and then your cake might not come out as good as it's expected to come out. So sieving is also part of the process, just to make sure we don't have any debris in our flour. And then we'll start dealing with our wet ingredients. Remember, we've sieved our flour and set it aside, and now we'll start dealing with our wet ingredients. So we'll break 5 eggs into a bowl, and we're going to beat them with a mixer, with a hand mixer actually. Hand mixers are very important, especially when it comes to baking cakes, because it's not everything that you can use your hands. The hand mixer is very useful, and it's very cheap actually. It's cheaper than a stand mixer. Stand mixers are also very useful, but having a mixer in your kitchen is very important, especially if you are trying to bake cakes or if you want to start baking cakes. Having a mixer is very important. So we got our 5 eggs there, and we're going to get our mixer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll get our hand mixer, and we're going to beat our eggs for about 1 minute. Make sure your eggs are well beaten. Please don't forget, you need to watch this video up to the end so that you can know how to really perfect your vanilla cake. So our eggs are beating up. See, a hand mixer really does a good job. So we are done. Really fast and really quick. And now that we're done with our eggs, we're going to add 1.5 cups of caster sugar. So this is 1 cup. You can see by the measuring cup right there, it said 1 cup. And we'll add it into our bowl. And then we'll get half cup of caster sugar. So just to show you the differences between the 2 cups, see, this is 1 and this is half. This is half a cup. And the one on the right is 1 cup. So the one on the left is half a cup, and the one on the right is half a cup. You can see the sizes are even quite different. So it's very important to have measuring cups in your kitchen. Add your caster sugar, and we're going to mix these two together. You can mix them just for a minute or maybe 2 minutes, or less than 2 minutes. Just make sure whenever you're mixing, it's nice and finely combined. So we'll mix these 2 ingredients. Vanilla cake is one of my favorite recipes. I really personally love vanilla, followed by chocolate, and then maybe red velvet in the end. I prefer vanilla to the other flavors personally. I don't know about you. If you love vanilla, leave a comment. And comment with your favorite kind of cake. If it's chocolate, red velvet, leave a comment. So we'll add 250 grams of softened butter. Remember, your butter needs to be in room temperature. You wouldn't want to use a frozen log of butter in your mixture. So make sure your butter is soft and it has melted really nice. And that's when the machine will work really well with your butter. You see how fast and how quick the butter is really mixing with the wet ingredients we already had in the bowl. Imagine if the butter was really, really frozen. That would have really, really, really been a huge mess. And again, the machine might die mixing a frozen log of butter. So make sure your butter is at room temperature. Mix, make sure it's nice and fine. And if you're enjoying this video, please give this video a like if you have not. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. It would really, really help me out. And share this video with someone, one of your loved ones, so they get to know how to make the perfect vanilla cake. So we are done, almost done with our mixture. Remember, you need to make sure the butter is really, really finely mixed with the eggs and the sugar, and it's just perfectly fine. The hand mixer is very important. You cannot do this by hand. And if you do not have butter, you can use 1 cup of vegetable oil in place of butter. So in place of vegetable oil, in place of butter, you can use vegetable oil. 1 cup of vegetable oil. So our mixture is done, and we'll set it aside. Set the mixer aside so that you can have a clear view on how the butter is looking. You see, nice and ready. So now we'll start mixing our dry ingredients with the wet ingredients. So when we do this, we don't put everything at once. So for me, I like to put it 1 cup at a time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get 1 cup of flour and add it into my bowl. Then I'll get my mixer and I'm going to mix. Make sure it's nice. Every grain of flour is combined with the mixture in the bowl. Make sure everything is nicely mixed. You see? That's really, really nice. Then we'll get another cup of flour, we'll add it into a bowl and mix it up. Remember, you need to make sure all the flour is mixed with everything else. And as you're mixing, you need to have 2 cups of milk on the side. So even as we're mixing our dry and wet ingredients, we'll also be adding milk bit by bit into our bowl. And the quantity of milk that we'll be using is 2 cups. So that's our cup. Remember, measuring cups are very important. We'll pour in 1 cup of milk into our bowl and continue mixing. Why am I doing that? Because as I'm mixing, I'm able to feel that the machine is having a little bit of a challenge to mix the dry and wet ingredients together. So when you add milk, it's like softening the butter in the bowl. So even as I mix, I'm going to add some flour again. Remember, we're only using 2 cups of milk, and I've only poured 1 cup of milk so far. So add a bit more flour. You can see what's left of the flour. Then I'll mix again. Make sure each and every grain of flour is well combined with the with the butter in the bowl. I can already smell the vanilla already. So for this recipe, you need, if you're baking using this recipe, you need three 6-inch tins or two 8-inch tins. You're able to make a 3-layered cake if you're using 6-inch tins. But if you're using an 8-inch tin, then you can make 2-layered cake. This recipe, you can also use it for making vanilla cupcakes. It's still fine. So add another cup of milk into our bowl and mix. This is a really, really simple recipe, and I'm taking as much time as possible making this video. So I'm making it actually quite longer, so you can see each and every step. And so you do also, as you begin to bake your own cake at home, you be able to make a follow up and be able to rewind and watch again to see where maybe you left behind, or maybe because if I make my video really short, it will be difficult and you might miss certain parts of the video. So thank you so much for reaching up to this length of the video. I really appreciate it. So make sure you mix your butter really, really well. Why mixing a mushe mushe, pangono pangono, namutima umozi, as the Zambians say. So you mix nicely. I actually enjoy using a hand mixer. It's a way of exercising as well, because I'm not a fan of the stand mixer. I'm not saying it's a bad to have a stand mixer, no. But for me, a hand mixer, it
After
gives you that extra
mixing,
workout.
this is our
Then I
final
add a tablespoon
product.
of vanilla essence, just
Add a bit
one
of vanilla
tablespoon of
essence,
vanilla essence. Then I'll just give it one last mix.
and we just beat it for a minute. A tablespoon of vanilla essence.
There we go. Make sure all the vanilla is well incorporated with the butter. So this recipe can make about 30 muffins, depending on the pan size of your muffin tray.
So our butter
So
is
we are
ready.
done. Remember, your butter needs to be like porridge. So you can see the consistency of the butter. It's really, really porridge-like and really, really nice and thick
It
and
should be
really loose.
nice
You know what I mean?
and
So make sure that your
porridge
butter
like.
has got this loose-like texture. I feel like eating this stuff with a spoon, actually. It's really, really looking really good. And we're done. So now we
Simple
get to the
and
interesting part.
straightforward.
We'll need
So we need
three
three
6-inch
6-inch
tins.
baking tins.
You
As
can
I said,
see
you can use two
these are my
8-inch
baking
tins
tins.
or three 6-inch
They're
tins.
all
So I'm
six
using
inches.
three
Remember,
6-inch
if you do
tins.
not have
You can
six
find these
inch tins, you can use
tins.
an
Those
8-inch.
guys that
Still
make
fine. You
braziers,
can
they're
make
able to make
you
these
can
baking tins.
divide your butter into
So
two
we are going to
separate tins.
grease
That's if
them
you're
with
using
butter.
8-inch. But if you're using 9-inch, then the whole 9-inch is fine. So, but for me, I'll be using three separate 6-inch tins. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna add butter on our tins with a brush. Remember, your butter has to be well spread around the tin, because if you do not spread it well, your cake will not come out properly. So add enough butter, your cake will just nicely pop out of the tin. So you can get these tins in your local baking shops.
Make sure
If
you
you're in
grease
Zambia, of course, you
everywhere.
can go to Klibaja Ramapangambaula, yeah, the braziers. Yeah, those guys that make those charcoal braziers. You can get
So they're
those
all
there,
greased.
and they can
And
make
now what we
those
do is put equal
baking
amounts
tins
of
for you,
butter into
and you
our
can
baking tins. If you
definitely
have a measuring scale,
get
you
them at a
can
even
measure them
cheaper
equally.
price.
But I'll
So make
just
sure
eyeball
you
it with
divide
my
your butter into
eyes.
different, three equal baking tins, and make sure all the butter is well equal. If you have a scale, you can weigh your butter on a scale and then know exactly how to divide your butter into each tin. But for me, I'll just use my eyes just to determine how much goes where, how much goes where. So after adding your butter, we're gonna
And what we'll
hit
do
our
is just
tin
bang our
on the
baking tins to
table
the
just to
surface
make
so that
sure
we
all the
get rid
air
of the
bubbles are out,
air bubbles inside.
and just to flatten your butter. So this is going to go in the oven
And we'll bake them in the
at
oven
180
for
degrees for
35 to
30
40
to
minutes at
35.
100 degrees Celsius.
And after
180 degrees
35
Celsius.
minutes, our cakes
35 to
are
40
ready.
minutes. And
There
this
we
is
go.
the final result.
Nice and golden brown.
Nice and fluffy.
Remember, you need to be patient as your cake is baking. Do not open your oven before time. Just relax and let your cakes bake nicely. You can see how nice these cakes have come out. Nice and golden brown, smelling all
Smelling really
vanilla,
good.
smelling all
This
yummy.
is the final
So for this
result. I
recipe, as I
apologize for
said, you
my
can
voice.
make a
I'm just
three-layered
really,
vanilla
really
cake
tired.
or a two-layered vanilla cake if you're using 8-inch tins. You can
This is
also
the
use this
final
to make
result.
muffins and cupcakes and whatever. So this is
And
under
after
after removing
removing them
the
from the
cake from the
tins, this
tin.
is
This is
how
how it
they
looks
look.
under. Very nice and fluffy. Can even see the steam coming out there.
Very
That's
nice and
the
fluffy.
first cake.
Smelling very vanilla. Vanilla-ish. Vanilla-ish.
That's the second cake. You can
Here's the
see
other one.
nice and fluffy.
Nice and fluffy.
Then the third cake. Oh my god, this smells really nice. Please, if you make this vanilla cake, please, you can send me pictures on my Facebook page. The links are in the description. So voila, we are done. Thank you
And
so
we are
much
done.
for watching this video. Please give this video a
This is
like
a
so
very
that it can reach
simple recipe.
hundreds and thousands
Anybody
of
can
people.
bake. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much for
much for
watching
watching
this
it. I love
video.
you. Follow me on
Until the
Facebook,
last
Twitter,
video,
and
which is the
Instagram.
pies, which I'll
Much
make over
love,
the
Jeremiah
weekend.
Asgai.
Thank you so much for your patience, my sisters. God bless.